Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Simona Cuccioni and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Ontario has re-elected Doug Ford. On 100th day of invasion of Ukraine, Russia seems unlikely to roll back its troops. Ontario records lowest voter turnout in election history. Jurors in Hoggard sex assault trial asked whether they have reached an impasse. Friends of slain Punjabi rapper Sidhu Moosewala organized vigil in Brampton. Harry and Meghan attend the Platinum Jubilee church service while Queen skips it. GTA gas prices expected to reach a new record high by Sunday. As Elon Musk orders Tesla staff back to the office, many tech companies are doing the opposite. Canada soccer leadership failed its men's team in Iran debacle. So those were the headlines. Now let's jump right into the details. Doug Ford's Progressive Conservatives were handed a second mandate in Ontario last night.
Last 4 weeks, I've been out traveling this province as a leader of the Ontario PC, sharing our vision for the future. That's how campaigns work. But today, with the votes counted, I'm here speaking to you once again as your Premier. And I want you to know, I want you to know I'll wake up every single day and go to work for all Ontarians. Whether you're a longtime supporter, voted PC for the first time, or cast your ballot for any other party. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to build Ontario. To Andrea,
members of provincial parliament won't officially return to the legislature until September 8, but when they do, they will likely hit the ground running, aiming to get as much done as possible in their first year in office before having to think about re-election yet again. Here's what they have promised. The PC soft launched their election campaign with the license plate renewal fee rebate and the promise of 6-month gas and fuel tax. Ford has been leaning into his new brand as a builder over the last month, committing to spend $25.1 billion over 10 years to support highway expansion projects in Ontario, including Highway 413, the Bradford Bypass, and the expansion of Highway 401. The PC's budget promised to build 1.5 million homes over the next 10 years. Few details have been provided about how much of this housing will be considered affordable units. No changes will be made to the coverage for medication under HOHIP. Instead, the government will create an advisory table to explore the improvement of take-home cancer drug access. The majority of Ford's climate policies have been economic ones, focusing on electrification and the building of electric vehicles. The party also pledged to create a new provincial park. The PCs linked a deal with the federal government to lower child care to $10 a day by September 2025 and promised to create another 71,000 new spaces if elected. The new government will increase minimum wage by 50 cents in October. The PCs have said they will build 30,000 net new beds in long-term care by 2028. They will also spend an additional $1 billion over the next 3 years to expand home care.
Andrea, Stephen, and Mike, as well as every single person who put their name on the ballot. You made our democracy stronger, and I want to thank you. To Andrea, thank you for your years of service to the people of Ontario. Let there be no doubt that you wake up every day ready to fight for what you believe in. You have the courage and of your convictions. And to Stephen, you've dedicated your life to public service, and while we may not have agreed on everything, I know you want nothing but the best for Ontario's future. Friends, we've come so far in the last 4 years together, but there's still much work to do. This campaign, I asked you to put your trust in me to get the job done. I will never, ever take your trust for granted. It's time to keep building for seniors and young families, for drivers and transit riders, for workers looking for a better job and a check. It's time to keep building for you. Together, let's get it done. Thank you, and God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you.
When Russian President Vladimir Putin sent troops into Ukraine in late February, he vowed his forces would not occupy the country. But as the invasion reached its 100th day today, Moscow seemed increasingly unlikely to relinquish the territory it has taken in the war. The Moscow-backed leaders of the separatist areas in eastern Ukraine's Donbas region, which is most Russian-speaking, have expressed similar intention. While the progressive conservatives may have won a sweeping victory last night, a large majority of Ontarians decided not to bother heading to the polls. The province recorded the lowest voter turnout in history during the 2022 election, with just about 43.5% of eligible voters casting a ballot, according to preliminary election Ontario results. Of just over 10.7 million registered voters in the province, this equals just over 4.6 million votes cast. That's about 13.5 percentage points lower than 2018 provincial election turnout. Jurors in sexual assault trial of Canadian musician Jacob Hoggard are considering whether they have reached an impasse after telling the court they remain deadlocked on some counts. The jury initially indicated it was deadlocked Thursday morning and was sent back to deliberate further, then returned just over a day later, saying it could still not agree on some of the counts. Ontario Superior Court Justice Gillian Roberts told them to think about whether any further instruction or evidence review would help if they are at a genuine impasse. Hoggard, 37, has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of sexual assault causing bodily harm of one of the sexual interference, a charge that refers to the sexual touching of someone under 16. A candlelight vigil will be held in Brampton Saturday evening for slain Punjabi rapper, songwriter, and actor Sidhu Moosewala. The memory gathering, which is open to all well-wishers from the community, will get underway at 7 p.m. at Chankuzi Park, located at 9050 Bramalea Road. Organized by some of the Moosewala's closest friends in Canada, it will include music, prayers, a moment of silence, speeches, and opportunities for people to share memories. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan joined other members of Britain's royal family today at a church service honoring Queen Elizabeth's 70 years on the throne. The Queen herself skipped the event at St. Paul's Cathedral in London due to difficulties getting around that have limited the 96-year-old monarch's public engagement in recent months. But royal watchers quickly shifted their focus to Harry and Meghan as they made their first public appearance in festivities marking the Platinum Jubilee. Harry and Meghan, who gave up royal duties and moved to California 2 years ago, kept a low profile during the Jubilee events held Thursday, the first of the 4 days of celebration. The couple appeared only in photograph shot through the windows of the building from which members of the royal family watched the Queen's birthday parade. Gas prices are set to rise to a new record high yet again in Greater Toronto area. Prices at the pump are expected to hit a record of $2.12 per liter by Sunday in GTA and most of southern Ontario, according to Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTeague. The latest jump in prices comes after months of skyrocketing fuel costs in GTA due to fuel shortage primarily influenced by sanctions against Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. McTeague has said the gasoline prices also tend to rise in the summer as people spend more time traveling. While on the campaign trail, Doug Ford's Progressive Conservatives, who won a majority government for a second term, promised they would temporarily reduce the gas tax in Ontario by 5.7 cents per liter for 6 months starting July 1st. A sternly worded internal email apparently sent by Elon Musk ordering Tesla employees to either return to the office or leave is raising a lot of eyebrows at a time when employees are increasingly seeking flexible work arrangements. In a screenshot of the email, the richest man in the world warns employees at his electric car company that remote work is no longer acceptable. Musk replied to the leaked email on Twitter and said people who think coming into work is antiquated should pretend to work somewhere else. Just 2 days after that order was issued, Reuters reported that Musk sent an email to the executive titled "Pause All Hiring Worldwide." In the email, he said he had a super bad feeling about the economy and needs to cut about 10% of jobs at Tesla. In March, Canada's men qualified for their first World Cup in 36 years. It took Canada Soccer about 6 weeks to remind everyone why it took so long. When it was announced in May that Canada would host an exhibition against Iran in Vancouver on June 5th, the families of the victims of Flight PS752 were among the first to call for the game's cancellation. The Ukrainian airline plane was shot down by Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps in 2020, killing 176 people, including 85 Canadian and permanent residents. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Simona Cutoni, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Adios.